difficulty, video games, determines how easy it is to beat the game, and there's usually 3 modes. Easy reduces difficulty for those looking for less of a challenge. Normal difficulty, usually the intended way to play the game. Hard increases difficulty. Sigma male, hashtag yogurt man, grim children, and challenges you more. And no, I'm not talking about the most hardness scale from Talc to Diamond. Sometimes they add more difficulties, but those in reality just somewhere between these 3 main ones, because, you know, I don't know why they clog it up, but they do, and... But you may be asking, how do you actually make these modes harder or easier? I know you're asking because you clicked on this. Well, I'll show you some examples. Not all, considering all games are different and the way you balance around are obviously different. One way games make things more difficult for you is by giving enemies, or something else entirely, more hit points. Think about it like this. Would you rather fight A, a baby pit bull, B, 5 adult pit bulls, C, 100 on crack pit bulls? That analogy was horrendous, but just notice how more of them it would be harder. Examples of this include the majority of the Bloons franchise, Cuphead, Terraria, Bloons TD, etc, etc. The problem with this is that it gets boring very quick. It does make it harder since you have to last longer, and with that, more mistakes can happen, but this just makes it more of a test of your attention span, not skill. And you play video games, so you're not going to really have a good attention span at all. However, the version that does the test of skill better is scarcity. Lack of bullets, lack of health kits, lack of resources, lack of money. The less things you use to live that you have, less likely you are to live. It's the challenge of doing more with less, really. Lots of games use this method since it's so effective. Last of Us and its inferior child. Doom again. Minecraft's Skybot, like the whole gimmick is this. Should not include. Flip side to this, no sweat mode, the dupes need less things to live. And I'm going to make a video on this game. You can't stop. You're lacking resources. Play your cards right and you can pull through. If you know exactly what you're doing, you'll probably be fine. But instead of doing more neocortex thinking, this type of thinking I'm about to show you is more due to your monkey brain. The risk and the speed. If you have to react faster, and if you get hit, it hurts a lot more. It makes the game a lot harder. It's probably my favourite form of difficulty adjustment, as it really tests the skill, and the clusterfuck on high difficulties is much funnier to look at. The basis of this is to make the attacks faster and make the hits harder. Games that do this include my favourite, Ultrakill, Doom again, Bloons TD 6 of all things, the Bloons get a 25% speed boost, and Minecraft. But why should you play the higher game modes at all? Well, sometimes you get rewarded. You do harder work, you get rewarded more. Happens in real life. JK, it really isn't. We don't live in a meritocracy, wake the fuck up. Games like TF2 which MBM do this, kinda. I mean, the rewards are gambling, but the rewards for the lower tours aren't Australian, so I guess Terraria in its expert mode drop. Though I think this is because the bosses are harder, so it's like the balance, but also it's still harder. I don't really get it. Or in a lot of games, a medal! A lovely shiny medal! And nothing else! I think you should reward players for picking the harder option. Or not, I don't make video games.